Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. This is Bojan Petreski joining you here live on February 24, 2021 with our AutoUFOs 3D market commentary as we do these daily. Sorry for the bit of a late start here. We had a few technical difficulties, but we were able to straighten it out, which is nice. Sometimes, unfortunately, we're not able to, which is that's just the way things are. Before we get started, just quickly here, the disclaimer here is here for your use. Please make sure to be able to read it and everything, so everything's cleared up. Everything should be okay on that. Perfect. Okay. So before we just skip straight to the charts and the market commentary, please take note of this link right here, tradewithufos /Bojan. That's the link that you can sign up for that free membership, as well as basically get on the list to receive this 3D market commentary, the 3D approach that we have, so that you kind of go hand in hand with what we're doing here on a daily basis. The first thing we're going to look at, as we always do on this, as I said, February 24, 2021, we're going to look at the market climate, buy and sell UFOs, and market volatility. So those are that's what represents our 3D approach on the S&P, crude oil, gold, the Dixie, and the backed Bitcoin. Again, these are things that we analyze on a daily basis, especially when we're trading. It's really nice to kind of have an idea of what's going on with the big picture stuff before you skip right into some of your other charts. This is something that is extremely helpful because you also want to be going with the flow of the market. So the first one there, as I said, we always look at is the S&P 500, right? So we are seeing we saw quite the dip yesterday, and then quite the pullback the same day. And this was interestingly enough across the board, especially with the cryptocurrencies too, which we'll talk about later. The current market climate is a confirmed down climate that is represented by the thick red dots down here in the auto climate window. It is currently the second day out of typically 4, right? We always round up, even if it's 3.01, we always round up because we do want to give these climates, the extra time to propagate properly. So, that's why we always round this up. So it's currently on the second day out of 4. We do have a sell UFO that we're currently in right now. As this market kind of pulled back, this UFO got created and has since, we see, a substantial move down. I mean, we're talking close to, 100 points if you were to take it from this 3,900 level to this 3,800 level, right? That's a substantial move. It has, as I said, it has since pulled back up, right? We had this drop. It has a pullback right now. It's right into it again from this 38.80.50 to 39.59.25. Now, the buy UFO is quite a bit down below over here at 34.80 to 33.19 as shown down here. So we're quite a ways away from that. But it really is crucial to see what will happen now at these levels up here. I mean, is there a chance that we're going to make it back to these 4,000 to this 4,000 S&P 4,000 level, which we came pretty close to a few days ago? It's bound to be seen, right? These are very interesting times. Based on the VIX, we're looking at the volatility, which the current value is 23.09. As you've seen me say before, anything over 18% I typically consider high volatility environment. Obviously, you could have your own rule about that. You could be a little more conservative and say, okay, anything over 15 is high. Or you could be a little more relaxed with risk and say, hey, and anything over 20 is high or something like that. But either way, based on the current value and based on the current movement, we're looking at 56.5 points for the day. Okay, so that is also a substantial amount of movement that we could be seeing. Before we move into crude oil, if you are looking to basically educate yourself, just like it says here, whether you're looking for courses on futures, on stocks, on forex, back testing, trading plans, psychology, guys, we do have it here. click on this link, browse and register for any of these courses. These do come, this is very important, these do come with a 3-month complimentary access to Auto UFOs and Auto Climate. So that way you can take on a course, take a look at the technology, the proprietary technology that's going on here in the background, and then say, okay, yeah, this is for me, let's go ahead and do it. The next market that we look at is crude oil. Crude oil has similarly been on quite a bit of tear, right? We're looking at the climate being up. It is confirmed. It is 16 candles, 16 days out of typically 7, right? So that's more than twice the normal amount, the sensible amount that we would see crude oil go up for. And this just kind of goes to show that when some of these futures contracts do start trending, they could go on for a while. You know, sometimes they get a little indecisive for a bit, but you know, as you see for these past couple of weeks, I mean, crude oil has gone from this 52 range to 62, right? That's by no means a small feat for crude oil. It's like I said, it's been on the tear. It had a bit of a pullback, and now it's kind of pushing that 62 area again. Based on the OVX, the market volatility for crude oil, we're looking at 39.75%. This is again also elevated volatility, and then also $1.55 for the daily expected move is something that we're expecting to see up and down on crude oil, which, if I'm not mistaken, even again, I think pre-market, no, we're not there. Actually, 60.95, 60. So we're almost there, even pre-market, right? We are there, because overall movement we're looking at from around the 60.95 all the way up to the 62.46. So that is, you know, more or less $1.50. So we're already seeing the daily expected move happen before crude oil opens here in the U.S. So, which is in about 13 minutes from now. If you need the Auto UFOs app on TradingView or TradeStation or MetaTrader 5, which is now something brand new that we're offering, use this link here to subscribe to any of the apps. We do have both monthly and yearly memberships, so that way you can have access and see the same things that we're seeing on your screen as well. Okay, moving on to gold. So as we see, gold is, you know, has touched that UFO up here at 1810 to 1831. So its current climate is actually, I guess it did get unconfirmed yesterday towards the end of the day, and now it is unconfirmed again. It is an up climate, but it's not confirmed. So therefore, this, you know, this market is indecisive right now, even though we're looking at, you know, kind of like a flag situation going on here, but it's needless to say, right? We've seen gold drop quite a bit down from these 2,000 price lines, way down to these 1,800s, 1,700s. It's currently in between two UFOs, a 1790.9 to 1759 even. So right now it's just deciding what it wants to do, right? This will be also a crucial price level. If it's going to go lower, it needs to go through this UFO, or if it's going to go higher, it needs to go through this UFO. So it's got quite a bit of orders ahead of it on each side. Market volatility based on GVZ, we're looking at 18.3% for the day. And of course, we're looking at 20.83, the expected move on gold. It has definitely not done a 20 point move just yet. 1798 to about 1813. So it's getting there though, that's for sure. Okay, if you do need coaching and support, and this is, you know, apart from the daily live training sessions that we do have, we also have an all asset advanced coaching. You can click on this link right here to be able to take a look at that. We got monthly and yearly subscriptions, as well as something that's also known as an all-inclusive membership. If you do want to find out what's going on with that, you know, please, we'll get into it later, but you can schedule a clarification call with Dave to find out, hey, you know, what's this all-inclusive membership about, what's included, what's not included, and so on. Okay, moving on to the dollar index. The market climate is currently a confirmed down climate, as we see here. It is currently on the 4th day out of typically 6. And I understand if you don't trade the dollar index, that's fine. But if you do trade any of the currencies, it always bears to mind that you should know what's going on with the dollar index, right? If it's dropping or if it's going higher, whatever the case may be. You should kind of have it kind of in your rear view mirror, just to be like, hey, just to check on it as a gauge of what may be going on in other currencies, because obviously the dollar is correlated to many of them, if not most of them, right? Sell UFOs over the same one as before, 91.65 to 96.60, and then the buy UFO at 89.795 to 89.165. Market volatility based on EVZ is 6.76%, and a 30-cent move, a 0.38 move expectation for the Dixie, which again, even pre-market, it has done it already. Okay, now if you don't have time to read this overview and you would like to take a kind of go with it with us here on the channel. We do go over this daily 3D market commentary daily, and between myself and my colleague Becky, depending on what day you join us, we are going through this every day. If you have any questions or comments or anything, please feel free to type it in the chat. If you're watching it on any one of our setups here, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, and eventually more channels to come. So please feel free to join us. We are here daily. Okay, the last but not least, Bitcoin. This is the back Bitcoin. The current climate is a down climate, but it is unconfirmed, which after yesterday's massive drop to the I think it was like 46,000 level. We saw all the cryptocurrencies pull back quite a bit, quite substantially. And we saw a similar thing the day before that, but yesterday they actually closed the day like that in the red. So today they're kind of already pushing back higher. They already did a bit of a pullback last night, and then now we're already kind of moving kind of halfway to the halfway point from that drop from yesterday. It is currently the Bitcoin is currently in a sell UFO from 58,562 down to this 49,347.5, and then the buy UFO is just down here below at 39,157 to 32,192.5. Based on BVIN, the current volatility is 125%. Obviously, this is something that we're kind of getting used to seeing with cryptocurrencies, because they really do move quite a bit on a daily basis. I mean, as you see here, the daily expected move is 4,072 points, $4,072. So it's definitely something not to be trifled with if you don't know exactly what you're doing and if you're not prepared to accept the risks. Okay, folks, that's that for the 5 major markets that we're looking at. As always, we also look at what's going on with the news. For today, we see that we have the Fed speech as far as a red impact event. Nothing else on the calendar for today. Tomorrow we do have quite a few things coming our way. One of them, which is the GDP, and then of course we got non-defense capital goods orders excluding aircraft, and then durable goods for the U.S. and the Swiss franc news on GDP on Friday. That's that for today. If I haven't covered anything, please feel free to let me know in the chat box. But I think we went through everything. Folks, it's been my pleasure to present this session with you today. Please feel free to join us with the free membership on Trade with UFOs, so you can get this 3D market commentary and join us on these 3D market commentary YouTube sessions as well. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of the day.